take you back into the Charlotte area. And we're talking art. We aired this package yesterday on WCNC Charlotte at 4 about art and community and how important it is for the two to connect with each other. It's a statement that's, just kind of broad stroke there, but it's actually a lot more to it, and how important the relationship is in connecting the community with art. Along with the help of WCNC Charlotte digital reporter Emma Corinta, we spoke to artists and the community organizers working to get to the heart of this connection. Let's give you that story here, give you a little baseline on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. Just like there's no one way to make art, there's no one way community members engage with art.
All artists, we make something for it to be experienced. Mm-hmm. That's the secret sauce. We cannot give it that. The audience has to echo it back.
Mono Feo, a Charlotte artist who often uses performance art and costumes in his work, says community is vital to his work.
The community that kind of builds in those moments is truly the most important thing for me.
But for the audience to experience that art, they have to know about it. Some in the Charlotte art scene say that's easier said than done.
The people being reached are the people who are already in. And there's very little community outreach to artists and very little artist outreach to the communities they're in.
Vaughn Schmutz, an associate professor of sociology at UNC Charlotte, says it can make a big impact for people to engage with the arts.
There are programs in Charlotte that really help engage people across, social boundaries that they might not otherwise cross. So in other words, that it allows people to engage with people across, socioeconomic or racial or ethnic divides.
This push comes as there is a spotlight on the state of arts funding. This month, North Carolina-based Cheap Joe's Art Stuff announced it is closing, while the nonprofit Art Pop Street Gallery says it's fighting to stay afloat. Still, the city of Charlotte says it has actually helped increase arts funding in the city over recent years. Those we spoke to hope the spotlight stays on artists and art organizations working to make a difference.
There's a lot of art in this city, and especially as a city that is often thought about as just the banking place or the company place. So we're an art city, and it's all right here.
Art and community go hand in hand because art beautifies your community. Art can uplift your community. Art can engage your community. Art can save your community.
Emma joining us now here live in the Impact Studio. Emma, what a great message here that art and community go hand in hand. How many people did you talk to about for this?
So I originally worked on these stories for my thesis with UNC Chapel Hill for my graduate degree. And for that, I talked to 20 people. That was artists, community organizers, and North Carolina journalists. I additionally talked to Vaughn Schmutz, who you saw in that package, and one of his students who also studies this subject last week for this story. So
Wow.
22 people in total.
Oh my gosh. So obviously so much time has gone into this. What was your learning lesson? What was your takeaway?
I think my biggest takeaway was that it's a team effort. All people involved in that relationship have to play a role in making it better. So for artists, that means putting out more information to get people involved in the arts, reaching out beyond just the friends you already know that come to your events to let them know about things. For journalists, that means covering more stories that we don't maybe think rise to the top. So we have great events happening like Charlotte Shout and the Charlotte International Art Festival. Those are still wonderful to cover, but I found so many artists want journalists to cover the smaller names that might not get talked about as much, or little gallery pop-up events. And on the community, the job is to just show up. You gotta go to the events and you gotta engage with the art.
I mean, I think Charlotte has a pretty good art scene and still up and coming. There's still more can be done between performing arts and the actual, beautiful paintings and museums that we see around town. But for those who just say, I don't have the time, or I don't have that art mindset. Why is it important for people to even try to engage their creative side or even enjoy and partake in the art community?
Yeah, one of the artists that was at the end of that story, Sir Will, put it really well, but I heard from a lot of people, it can just help enrich your life, the neighbors that you live near, it can bring them closer together. Von Schmutz was saying in his studies, he's found that it can help your mental health, your general well-being. It just provides a sense of balance, whether you're the one painting, you don't have to be good at it to do it, or you're going to a gallery, or just looking at murals on the side of the street while you're walking through NODA or Plaza Midwood.
This is a beautiful mural right here. Can you see that?
Yeah,
Where's that?
That's in NODA. I covered that a few years ago. That's when it got mistakenly covered over. Osiris Reign
right.
is actually in the online story. It's just not in the story we just saw.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so good for all levels, the individual, the neighborhood, the community, and I think just going out of your comfort zone will help you stop like focusing on maybe all the little minutia things that are going on in your day-to-day life and think about the community that you're a part of.
It's therapeutic,
Yeah.
meditative, and good for mental health, don't you think?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Just to get yourself lost in that. They say people should use nature as a therapy, and for many, it's art to just sort of escape and appreciate that beauty.
One of the other individuals that I interviewed for this is Ann Lowe. She is the head of the nonprofit Art Walk and Art Walk CLT. And I just went on an art walk last weekend.
Oh, nice.
And it was one, I would recommend that for anyone who wants to get out of their comfort zone, because not only does she have these events where you can do what I did and join this group of total strangers and spend 2 hours getting to know. I have lived in Charlotte since 2018. I found a new, dare I say, favorite mural that I had never seen before in Uptown. And I had met so many people that I had never met before and talked to them for hours. But they also, on their website, just have routes. So if you don't want to go be with a group of strangers or it doesn't match your schedule, you can just go explore the arts on your own.
Oh, where is that mural in Uptown?
It was, oh gosh, it was off Tryon.
Okay, what does it look like?
It was a Greek goddess for dance, and it
Ooh,
was on
sounds
a
lovely.
ballet theater.
Okay,
I
very
learned it
nice.
was part of a Talking Walls, I believe, which is a mural festival that
Yeah,
happens
I do
every
like
year. I
Talking
believe it
Walls.
was part of that a few years ago.
I think, doesn't Shout start tomorrow or this
On
weekend?
Friday, yeah.
On Friday. All right. And so because you study big and small and really immerse yourself into the art scene, do you know offhand if there's anything new to look forward to?
Yes. I think the first thing that I heard about was there's a putt-putt event that's kicking off to get people
pet
involved.
putt?
Putt-putt.
Oh, putt.
But
You bring your pets to putt?
But I did talk to the fine folks of Charlotte Shout as well for this story. There's pretty much, I talked to everyone I could think of.
Right.
There's so many more still that I couldn't talk to. But they have, every year they have fan favorites that return. Like last year I did a story on the Piano Drome, which is these recycled pianos that make this giant circle of pianos you can play and
that
engage
was
with.
in that church?
Yes, in Uptown. Everything's in Uptown.
Yeah, no
But they every year are thinking of new ways to get people to play and explore their creative side, whether it's, like you were saying, engaging with the arts that people already made or making your own by playing on, they've had giant xylophones before, these piano drums. They keep finding ways to get people creative.
I mean, yeah, I don't have the artist, the hand, but I do have the eyes for it. And then, of course, I grew up a theater geek, so I have the performing art thing. Carlene is in the room here, and she is also a fellow artist. So it's great to appreciate it all, isn't it? I do. And Emma's traveling this weekend to appreciate more art in a foreign country.
I am going on a guided mural tour and multiple galleries while I'm there, so it is very on brand.
I would expect that from you. I just to, country drop. I went to Italy over the summer, and my favorite city was Florence because of the fact that they have the most beautiful art. And I could have gotten lost in that with my Aperol Spritz all day.
Yeah, you'll have to ask me when I'm back what my favorite part was.
Absolutely.
I'm excited.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Emma, for, just encouraging us to get more involved and be with the art. It's not only community, but it's also so many other benefits that we don't think about.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. As we mentioned at the end of the story, I think there are 3 stories online, If you find any of them, they are all linked to each other. So I know we had a QR code. I don't know if we have it here with us. But
Do we have the
if
QR?
you- that's quite all right. Online, if you just
We'll put
look
it
for,
online.
yes, they're all online. They all link to each other. So if you find one, you'll find them all.
All right. Emma Corinta, thank you for all of your work. Art Charlotte, Shout starts this weekend, and you're doing great work. Appreciate
for
opening our
having me.
eyes to a little more culture here in the Queen City.
Yeah,
It's amazing. We need some culture.